Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano have agreed to face one another on Friday, July 11th, in a trilogy match that will see these two come together in the Ali Frazier of women's boxing. It's an exciting fight that will headline an all-women's card, historical first for MSG. Let's talk about it. In an April 10th press conference release to announce their historical July 11th all-women's fight card on Netflix, the grudge match that'll take place between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is on. Ticket sales have already exceeded what has previously been reached with these two fighters, the first two fights that they fought. This is a fight not only as a grudge match, but it is a rubber match that will see these two combatants come together in a third fight that Serrano is vowing to finally overcome the judges and the sentiment that both ladies faced the first time out. When they first fought each other, it was all the way back when they were not thought to do too much, but April 30th at MSG, we saw these two ladies take on each other for the first time, and it was a startling night of boxing between the two, and that was April 30th, 2022. Since then, they have faced each other a second time, and it has become the heat of women's boxing. You see, what happens is you get a fighter with the Olympic experience of Katie Taylor and a fighter with the professional experience of Amanda Serrano, who's been out there fighting in the featherweight divisions and knocking people out and putting together the most sincere efforts that live totally up to her nickname, The Real Deal. When they faced each other that first night in MSG, they stood toe-to-toe in instances, and Serrano seemed to surprise Taylor with her punching power, though Taylor was the bigger fighter because they were fighting for her undisputed super lightweight titles. Amanda was moving up to take on Katie, and after Katie realized that she wasn't going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with Amanda, she began to move and revisit her days of her youth as she looked to punch in volume and stay out of the trenches. But Serrano, who is a seek and destroy fighter, would force her into engagements that made Katie very uncomfortable. That fight saw them and the scorecards not read very well because it was a situation where it was a split decision loss for Serrano, bringing about their second fight. Now that second fight was on the undercard where it was historical because Mike Tyson took on Jake Paul, and that fight was in November of 2024. But the two women once again went after it with Taylor's undisputed lightweight title. It saw them once again going after one another, and this time Katie employed some of her old tactics that I've talked about in the past, and it made the Serrano camp very uncomfortable with what transpired during the fight. Though Taylor lost 1 point for headbutting in round 8, she pretty much headbutted throughout the fight. And I know that these officials and the judge in this instance, John Scorrell, didn't want to disqualify Katie, but all you have to do is look at Serrano's face after the fight. and you could see the weird cuts and everything and bruises around her brow and her forehead from Katie's intentional headbutts. So they both now have records. Serrano, 47 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 31 KOs, to Katie's 24 wins, 1 loss, and 6 KOs. Those headbutts are something that really can throw a fighter off their game, and I do believe Serrano came into that fight really on edge, and in the aftermath, she tried to be a good sports person, but she was not happy with the decision. It was a unanimous decision, even though early in the fight, Serrano had caught Katie with a shot that looked like she might drop Taylor early, but Taylor galvanized herself and managed to survive because it was near the end of the round when she was buckled. And from there, the headbutts began, and it was just a dogfight between the two champions. So now we are going to see a third fight. That decision of unanimous was really uncomfortable. The fight was held in AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and it was not a popular decision at all by the fans, nor was the original fight that was held in MSG back in 2022. So we're coming around for a third go-round and a return to MSG, but this will be an all-women's card, and they will be joined by the likes of Alicia Baumgardner, who will join MVP Promotions, and we're going to see exactly what these women have left as they go after one another in a fight that will define who is above all. If Taylor wins, she'll have 3 straight victories over Serrano. If Serrano wins, then she'll have the victory that she has coveted, and she wants to knock her out. At the April 10th press conference, when they came together for a face-off, Serrano came up to Taylor with a headgear on, just to show her disdain and to mock what transpired during that second bout with the illicit headbutts. Taylor should have had at least 2 points deducted, minimum 2 points deducted for what she had did in that fight. But for some reason, they wanted the lady from Ireland to stand tall and not be in a situation where she could lose on the scorecards due to point deductions. It's an unfortunate situation, and it begs the question of what will transpire in this third and possible final fight. I believe that Serrano is going to give her all, but we just don't know how those judges are going to see things because Taylor has the favoritism. This is Stormy B. Mad. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about this trilogy match and who do you have early on. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.